We want to catch you up on the new details we've just learned on that Phoenix church taking in immigrants by the busload. Turns out they're not the only one. Several churches are doing this and have been for years. ICE dropping them off. They help them out because there really isn't enough room for ICE to hold these families. And now those families have been sent to relatives or other places across the country, waiting for their hearing with immigration court.
It is a complicated issue, though. They're not free, but they're not locked up either. ABC 15's Mike Pelton live at Shadow Rock United Church of Christ, where busloads of immigrant families got dropped off earlier this week. Mike, you spoke with ICE today about how this is all supposed to work.
Well, Faye, it is a convoluted process. And first, a church minister here tells me in recent days they took in 104 people. This is near 8th Avenue and Thunderbird. As of tonight, no more than 12 people remain here waiting to head across the country to connect with their families as they are stuck in the immigration process.
The process isn't new. Immigration and Customs Enforcement says it's happened for years, but there's been a surge in more families coming into Arizona. And ICE says since there's limited room to house them, they're being released. That's how some came to this North Phoenix church in recent days, as well as others at undisclosed locations around the valley. Some seeking asylum, some aren't.
What's changed since Sunday is exactly right, that the volume of who we're releasing to the faith-based organizations has increased. There was a backlog in CBP custody on people waiting to go to ICE. We've effectively eliminated that backlog.
ICE Field Office Director Henry Lucero says the families chosen for release are equipped with ankle monitors and are required to check in with an ICE office as they go through the court process.
There's an absolute loophole. The ICE only has the ability to detain a family unit in our family residential centers for about 20 days. That process of going through immigration proceedings will never happen in that short amount of time.
The 20-day restriction goes back to something called the Flores Settlement, aimed to decrease potential harm to immigrant children caused by prolonged detention. The Trump administration wants to increase the time allowed. Statistics show the number of family units apprehended along the southwest border more than 12,000 in August, the most in the past 11 months.
If the system works properly, it could take weeks. 20 days is too short. There's a lot of variables in there with immigration judges and court proceedings, but we've seen people go through the process within weeks when we're talking about single adults, so there's no reason that couldn't happen the same way with family units.
In recent months, ICE has taken a PR hit amidst the separation of migrant children from their families. Lucero says ICE's role in that was misunderstood as ICE tried to unify family members. Still, I asked if he's ashamed of a system that separated kids and their families.
I've been doing this job for over 21 years. I've seen different things ebb and flow, and I know immigration has been largely controversial throughout my entire career. Myself, the officers that I lead continue to do their jobs with the utmost professionalism, and we are abiding by our leadership and have our leadership support.
Now today, Lucero tells me that safety is a top priority. Those who are released are considered not a threat to the public. Today, Lucero also credits the faith-based organizations with helping to temporarily take in those families as they get released. But at least here at Shadow Rock, the minister today tells me he does not consider this a real partnership with ICE, but his goal is to help the people. For now, we're live in Phoenix. Mike Pelton, ABC 15, Arizona.
Yeah, it's definitely a complicated issue with a lot of moving parts. Mike, thanks.